The Taiko Middle School Basketball Club, an incredibly strong team with over 100 members and 3 consecutive championship wins. Even within that brilliant history, a group of 5 prodigies known as the Generation of Miracles stood above the rest. However, there was a strange rumor concerning the Generation of Miracles. Despite being relatively unknown and lacking a game record, there is one more member recognized by the 5 prodigies, a phantom sixth man.
Hello everyone and welcome to Sugoi Central. My name's Ryan.
My name is Hunter.
And today for you we have a review of Kuroko No Basket, the first season.
It was an adaptation from a manga, a weekly shonen jump. It aired starting in April 8th, 2012 to September 22nd, 2012. Let's start with the summary. At Seirin High School, 2 newly recruited freshmen prove that they are not ordinary basketball players. Taiga Kagami, a promising player returning from the US, and Tetsuya Kuroko, a seemingly ordinary student whose lack of presence allows him to move around unnoticed. Although Kuroko is neither athletic nor able to score any points, he was a member of Taiko's basketball team, where he played as the Phantom Sixth Man, who easily passed the ball and assisted his teammates.
The thing about this show is something to note straight off the bat, is this isn't your traditional sports anime, where it's, everything's done by full effort and everything. Well, there's effort, but it's not realistic.
It is not.
It's almost like everyone's kind of got like superpowers, if it were, especially the Generation of Miracles.
It's like it even says in the anime, normal high schooler should not have this ability. And most of them are kind of like far-fetched. They, can almost turn invisible. Kuroko can almost turn invisible, and
one of them can cop air. One of them has jumping power, which is so insane. I'm thinking if I could jump like that in real life, I'd go and play
you would be
the
a
NBA.
Superhero.
You might as well be Superman with his jumping ability. That's Kagami, by the way.
But it's a very enjoyable anime. It's so fun to watch. In terms of story, you kind of can guess what happens in the next episode sometimes. It's it's a shonen, so it's like they fight the greater power, they bond friendships. It's very enjoyable though, because a lot of people say it could I've heard that some people say it's like a lot of yaoi fan service, and I really don't see that at all.
I don't get it. The thing about this show is that once you get past it's not a realistic sports anime, you can just kind of appreciate the fact that it's almost like it's like something you'd love to see in actual real life. If you're watching the NBA and you thought, I'd love to see someone so good that it's you're never gonna get that. I mean, you have really good players.
It adds that fantasy feel to it. Like, it's not a fantasy by far, not at all.
Oh God, no.
It's just super fun to watch. It's like, if that could actually happen, you would pay real money to see that. Like, that's something you would want to see, and it's fun to daydream and dream about this. It's just just fun to watch.
Imagine the profit NBA teams would get if you had some of the players from this anime playing, because they'd just be rich because they earn that much. They'd earn that much money because it's that insane, some of the stuff they do.
And then we have the characters. The character roster, I have to say, I like the character roster. From Taiho's, no, it's not Taiho, what I'm saying. It's from Seirin High School. The high school's roster is, you go through each like side character almost. Each side character has their own, like, I guess, quote unquote, ability, their own role in this team. Especially with Kuroko and Kagami. You watch these two bond. Kuroko's his shadow and Kagami's the light.
Yeah.
So you watch them bond as becoming better friends. At first, Kagami's the basically acting like a tsundere and not really liking Kuroko at all. And then, they bond over it. And you watch their team as they struggle and grow with each other to become a better team. Because Generation Miracles have natural ability. They have natural talent and powers, like they're monsters.
Pretty much.
The team, the Seirin High School team isn't bad by far. They're like above average. The first year they formed, they made it to was it the finals? No.
Yeah. No, it wasn't the finals. Wasn't the Winter Cup. Oh, again, they're for later stuff. to find out.
Yeah, there's 3 seasons, but the Siren High School team, it's above average. It's not bad. It's not amazing. It's not
It's
the
not classed
generation
as
of miracles.
because they have basically the way this works is some of the ones are called the Kings, like the School of Kings. So they're kind of like the best schools to go to if you want to play basketball, and they're not seen as one of them. They're seen as, one of the lesser ones that you kind of like not look down upon, but it's kind of like why would you want to go there? Why wouldn't you want to go to one of the best ranked in the whole country?
Yeah, and so you watch as 2 amazing players who could play for any of the Kings in their bracket. Any of the Kings choose a lower ranking school, and Kuroko just loves the sport, so he just chose a lower ranking school because he didn't want to join any of the Generation of Miracles, which the Generation of Miracles split up and went to join one of the Kings. And so you watch as this lower ranking school works, like they had to put raw talent, not raw, was it raw talent? Yeah, they had to work hard, they had to put effort into it, they actually had to try.
Yeah.
And you watch them as they try to become the best. They lose, they win, they struggle. That's what the real shine of the show is.
The most important aspect of this show is the teamwork behind everything. So the reason why they improve so much, why they get so better, is because of their teamwork.
I love teamwork. I love it. I love watching this as a sports fan. It's something you can sit down and watch anytime. You can binge it. It's very enjoyable.
Another thing to mention is the 5 actual Generation of Miracles, which are kind of seen as the best of the best in high schools. So there's one that's not introduced, so that is going to be left until maybe we do a second season review. Never know. But there's 4 of them that are introduced in this season. The first one is Kisei, which is the blonde-haired guy.
He can copy other players' moves. He can copy anyone he faces.
His biggest, basically his gimmick, or I'd say gimmick, but his whole point is that he can watch somebody do a move, so he can watch someone else do some sort of move on the basketball court, and then he can instantly copy it just from seeing it once. Now, I mean, if that could truly happen, that would be terrifying.
And he's not the most strong. He's not the most powerful of the Generation of Miracles by far. Next you have Midorima, who they introduced next. He can basically shoot from anywhere on the court. He can shoot from their own hoop on the other side of the court.
I basically class him as if people actually have ever watched the NBA, I class him as like what Steph Curry has been doing this year, in the sense that he just shoots and it goes in, and you kind of sat there thinking that shouldn't be possible. How?
Midorima never misses. He never misses at all.
Yeah, and every time he shoots as well, he does the tip of the glasses as if like that. Something that anime characters like to do. It's kind of like acknowledging, "Yep, I'm the best."
He shoots and then he turns around and walks back to the other side of the court.
Another Generation of Miracles to talk about is Aomin, who is essentially we touched upon the shadow and light system that works between the 2 main characters in Kuroko and in Kagame. Aomin was essentially the original light when they were at the same middle school.
Kuroko, Aomin, whatever.
We apologise for the pronunciations of this, but I mean, we're obviously not the greatest at pronouncing names. But
yeah, Aomin was Kuroko's light, and Kuroko's was Aomin's shadow. And then Kagami and Aomin switched places, basically. And Aomin is, I want to say, so far, is the strongest. So
yes.
He's the strongest. He's the most cocky, the most arrogant, and he's the strongest.
He's got that air of, I can't be arsed, but I am that good. I can't be arsed because I am that good.
The only person who can beat me is me.
Yeah.
That's his most famous line. And you get to know each of the side characters. You get to know the captain of the Siren team. You get to know the freshmen. You get to know the other starting players. And it does have a basketball sense. It does use like tactics and basketball terms. So it's not super far-fetched. It just some of the abilities of the characters are far-fetched.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the animation.
Ooh.
The animation. I love the animation so much. Production IG does it, and from an anime in 2012, it looked really good. It looked really good in my opinion. I loved it.
The thing to think about the animation as well is that it's basketball is generally played at a fast paced motion,
And
and
this,
this is done fantastically well to suit that because everything is played fast paced. It's fluid. You can see the moves, especially some of the essentially the special moves that are done by some of the characters. You just kind of sit there and think that is so well done.
it's so fun to watch. It's very colorful because
Mhm.
a lot of the Generation Miracles and the main characters all have a different color representing them.
Yeah.
And as these two colors clash, you watch them like fight each other. It's so good to watch. Just sit back and you want to capture the screen. You want to save it as a wallpaper. Production IG usually does good stuff, and this is, I want to say, one of their best stuff they've done.
I agree 100%.
And I personally believe the music's fantastic. I love the music. It's so good. The first opening of the first season is my favorite. Ryan disagrees. I don't know why.
Okay, just to say on this is that at this current moment in time, I have watched all 3 seasons, and Hunter is only currently about midway through the second.
Yeah.
And I've heard all the openings, and I think this is a really, really good opening for this show. I think, especially to get you into it, I think that it's a really good one too. But I do think that the later openings are better. I mean, again, we may get onto that at some stage in the future, but I think that overall, the opening is a very good one.
Yeah, the OST is pretty good. The ending's really good. From what I've heard so far, all the openings and endings are good.
The music in game as well, through the in specific moments where it's supposed to heighten up what's happened. It suits it really well, and it's done fantastically.
And besides the music, I want to talk about the dialogue in the sub of this anime. I really love the Japanese dialogue because you can feel their emotions in their voices. There's a lot of,
especially as we've touched upon, Kuroko's ability is kind of like a shadow, as if he's not there, and he generally all the time has a tendency to appear behind people and scare the living daylights out of them. And
he doesn't speak either. He has like such a low voice. He just doesn't speak. But when he does get mad, you can feel it. You can just feel it by the way he looks and the way he speaks. It's just, the dialogue is fantastic in this anime.
Mm-hmm.
You really feel the emotions from the voice actors.
This is one of those shows where, yes, the behind everything, it can, on the surface you probably think, why is it almost like you got superpowers in a basket? I want to watch something realistic, and that is perfectly fine. But once you get past that, the animation, the sound, the characters, everything is done so well.
If you want to, I want to say, I'm not much for sports anime, but if you want to watch a sports anime, I highly recommend this one. This one's really good. I want to say it is one of the most popular sports animes in existence at the moment. There's 3 seasons. I finished the first one, so we're doing the review on it, and I am currently watching the second one. Second one's it's better than the first one had so far.
Mm-hmm.
And from the third one has a better rating than the first one, and I recommend watching this entire series. It's really good. It's really fluent, and if you like pretty anime, good sounding anime, watch it. If you like shonens, watch it.
Mm-hmm. For me personally, my final thoughts on this is that if you can get past the obvious part that it's not exactly the most realistic, because I mean Midorima is like Steph Curry in real life at times, but once you get,
he's the most realistic character in
he is the most realistic character because some of the stuff he does is ridiculous. But once you get past the the insane shots, the fact that the main character is essentially a shadow and stuff like that, everything is fantastic, and I highly recommend checking it out.
Well, yep, I think that about wraps it up. This has been a Sugoi review. I'm Hunter.
I'm Ryan.
Sugoi out.
So go out.